Hi guys, I'm Missy, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Another palette declutter today. These are my, let me think, 8 pan, 10 pan, and 12 pan, I believe, in totality. Pretty sure I got all of them. So we're just gonna dive right in and get started. Alright, so the first one is my Laura Lee Los Angeles Whimsical Nudes palette. I got this in a mystery box from Laura Lee's brand. Really like it, super pretty. I'm going to keep. And then next from that brand, Laura Lee Los Angeles, that I got in a mystery box as well, is the Nudie 2 palette. It's just a good everyday palette. Nice little sleek packaging, minimalistic, really pretty. I'm gonna keep. Okay, and next we have Odin's Eye palettes. This is their collab. I think it's called Legendary Diversa, the second round. This is the one they did with Betty Jean, otherwise known as Batty Bean, on here. This is the Planet Spirit palette. I haven't used this yet, but I do want to use it. I'm going to keep. And then in the same collection we have this one. This is the Flora Story. This is Amanda from Makeup Just for Fun, I believe is the name of our channel. This is her palette with them. Super pretty greens and purples. I will say I lean more towards this color story for me. Keeping. Then we have this one. This is the Sea Talk palette. I don't remember the creator with this one. Laura or Lauren, I think. I think her channel is Lauren or Laura May Beauty, something like that. I'm sorry, I did not know who she is. I'm sure she's a very good creator, but I'll have to check her channel out and see. But I did pick it up because I did like the color story with this one. So I am keeping. Then we have this one. This is Glam Scooby-Doo. This is one of the palettes in the collab. This is the Ruh-Roh Raggy. This is a 10 pan. I really like this palette, so I am keeping. We have the Scooby-Doo X Glam Creeps and Crawls palette. I do lean towards this one more. As you guys can see, it's purples and teals. My favorite, and these dark blues and dark purple. Really like this one. Keeping. Then we have this one from ColourPop. This is the ColourPop Roaring Hearts palette. I picked this up at my local Marshall's, I believe it was. And it is a good everyday palette, but I have enough of that. And I think I'm just going to declutter this one for that reason. Because I don't tend to reach for this size in ColourPop palettes. I tend to reach more for the 9 pans or the 12 pans, not really this size. So I am going to declutter this one. Alright, and then we have this one that I picked up at my local TJ Maxx. This is Jaclyn Cosmetics, which this brand no longer exists. This is Jaclyn Hill's brand, if you didn't know. This is the Strawberry Feels palette. I used this palette and only this palette to create my eye look last Halloween for Lydia from Beetlejuice, and it looked really nice. And I did like the way this performed, and since you can't really get it anymore unless you find it at the discount stores, I am going to keep this. Okay, and then we have another Glam light. This is from their Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Let me grab my little tool here. Help me open this box. I bought these with an intention of doing a video on it, but I never did. I mean, if you guys want to see maybe like a short or something where I create a look with them, I can still do that. If you guys want that, just let me know in the comments down below. This is the Freddy Krueger palette, I believe. And this is the nice greens. Super pretty. Keeping. I do really like Glam Light's formula. Some of their formulas are better than others. Like the Scooby-Doo ones are not bad. I've heard that these are not as pigmented as like the Rick and Morty and Betty Boop and things like that. But I kind of like both. Like I like ones that are easy buildable mattes, and I like ones that are pigmented right off the bat. I don't really have a preference either way, but I know if someone's beginning, they're probably going to want the ones that are more buildable, easier to use, so it doesn't get away from you too quickly. Then they have the other one in that collection. This is the Dream Master Palette from them. Open it up. This is what it looks like. This is the red toned one with some silvers and black. Keeping. Again, if you guys want like a YouTube short or an Instagram reel or a TikTok video with them, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, then we have another Glam Light palette. This is the smaller one that they did with Michaela. My pet peeve with this palette is the outer packaging. It is pretty, but one reason I keep it in the box is because this velvety packaging gets very dirty very quickly. But I really like the shadows on the inside. Super easy to create a cohesive look because it's just kind of laid out for you in the color story. You can be two and done with the looks. The shimmers pair up with the mattes perfectly. Or you can kind of focus as a quad type thing. So I am keeping this one. Okay. And then we have this one from Melt Cosmetics. This is their collab with Bailey Sarian. This is Fatally Yours. This is the only other Melt Cosmetics palette I own. The other one is the Beetlejuice palette. And the Beetlejuice palette I keep for nostalgia reasons mostly, because every look I do with it is just super similar. And I will say this is an all matte palette, right? I did a video with this, should be over on my Instagram, and I paired it with the Cursed Cosmetics all shimmer multi-chrome palette that was like Asylum something or other, and I loved how that looked. This is one of those all matte palettes that wowed me with the quality. Let me know if you guys have tried Melt Cosmetics and what other palettes are this quality, because I really want to try some more, but I've heard hit or miss things about Melt, that like some palettes are good and some palettes aren't. So if you guys let me know down in the comments which palettes are this type of quality, because I love this, let me know. I'd appreciate it. So definitely keeping. And I was so excited because over on Instagram, Bailey actually liked my reel for this because I love her. I love her content. Okay. Next we have a Give Me Glow palette. This is the Haunted Pumpkin palette. This is new to me. I don't have very many Give Me Glow palettes. I think I have 2 or 3. And when this first launched, I didn't get it, but I got it later on because I kept hearing good things about it. So I definitely want to keep this and try it out. I will say these pans are huge in here. Okay. Alright. Let me gather those together real quick and then I'll move on to the next one. Alright, moving on. We have another Glam Light palette. This is Glam Donut. This is another one of those that is going to be very awkward for me to store, so I'll have to keep the box for it. But it's a little donut and it's squishy. And this is what it looks like. You kind of have this big one in the middle that could be used as a highlighter too. But I am going to keep this, try it out, and then revisit it later. Okay. And I also have the Chocolate Donut palette in that with Glam Light. Super cute, but it is bulky. This is the more neutral-ish one. I mean, it's supposed to be chocolate donut, so it makes sense. Keeping. I am excited to try this formula because I'm newer to Glam Light, so I did not try these older palettes that they have. I also have this one. I got this in their most recent foodie box that they did. This is their pie palette. Again, another one that is going to have to be stored in its box. I don't know if I can get this one out. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Super cute. And that's what the inside looks like. Keeping. I like when brands come up with unique ideas. I think that's pretty cool. She's veered off from that, I've noticed. She does more collabs now. Next, I think we're getting into 12 pan palettes now. So we have my ColourPop Hocus Pocus Witching Hour palette. This is the second Hocus Pocus palette they did. I'm definitely keeping this. Love using this around Halloween and fall time. And it's ColourPop, so this is what it looks like. Really pretty. It's the looks are all kind of laid out for you by the row. And it is smaller. I do like this size. Like, even though it's a 12 pan, I do like this size because it's easier to store. Alright. Moving on. We have my At Forest Sight Raw Beauty Christie palette with ColourPop. Again, another one I love using during the fall season. Super cute. I know a lot of people are saying that the new palette from Lunar Beauty, which is Manny MUA's brand, is similar to this. I do own both. I just bought the one from Manny's brand. So if you guys want me to swatch them side by side and kind of compare them in a video, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so I am going to keep that one. Next, we have another ColourPop. I believe the rest of these are ColourPop in this bin. This is my Flutterby palette. Really nice for cool toned purples. This is why I didn't keep some of the other palettes I had that were smaller, because I had this one and I like this one better, with the exception of this pressed glitter here. Keeping. Alright, next we have Off Melrose. I got this in one of the ColourPop mystery boxes. This one I'm probably going to put in the maybe pile, because it's another one of those just kind of like basic palettes. So yeah, it's gonna go in my maybe pile for now. Okay. Next we have ColourPop's Troublemaker palette. This was supposed to be like a, I want to say like a grungy palette or something like that, but I think it's more like a grungy emo palette, more not 90s grunge, more like emo millennial. Not grungy, goth palette. But I am going to keep it because I like the tones. On now. Okay. Next we have the ColourPop Enchanted palette. You guys know me. This packaging got me with the purples. And then you open up the inside and super pretty. Got some neutrals, but you also got your pinky purples. Keeping. Then we have an older one. This is ColourPop's Sweet Talk palette. This one was pretty popular back in the day. Love the packaging on it. Very artsy, super cute. There's the tones. Keeping. Then we have this one from ColourPop. This is Good as Gold. And there is that one. Really like it. Keeping. I am glad that ColourPop's kind of veered away from these pressed glitters. They have like a more eye safe pressed glitter now. And we have this one I just recently got in a mystery box from ColourPop. This is So Very Lovely. This one, I think this one's going to go in the maybe pile too. Then we have Pretty Please. Very cute, very soft looking shades. More of like your cool tone. A couple more, little warm, bit warmer, but not much. Palette keeping. And we have All That from ColourPop, another older one. It's the inside of that one. I will say these shades right here are good for like blending out, but that's about it. At least for my skin tone. Maybe if you're quite a bit fairer than I am, because I lean light to medium, then they might show up a little bit more for you. Right, then we have ColourPop Sonic Bloom. Love this. Kind of like raised lettering and the flowers all over. These are the tones. Keeping. Alright, then we have the ColourPop Flirty Talk palette that it came out with not last year, not this year, I think last year or the year before. They came out for Valentine's Day. This one opens like a book. Cute little imaging and things, but I hate when there's no mirrors in the palettes because I like to use the mirror in a palette. But love this to create red looks and pink looks for Valentine's Day. So I am keeping. Then we have In the Springs. I just recently got this in a mystery box from ColourPop. Well, in the last couple years is what I mean by recently, not like the last couple months. This is, I don't really care for the packaging on this one. I think it's kind of ugly. But I do think this is really pretty colors for summer. It is more neutral orange leaning than blue. Well, I should say more orange leaning, not neutral. So I am going to put this in the maybe pile. Okay, then we have ColourPop's other Valentine's Day launch. This is Lost in Love palette. I do prefer the Flirty Talk over this one, but this one's pretty good quality too. So here is what that one looks like. This like glitter right here is super pretty. I'm gonna keep it. Alright, so then we have ColourPop's Limoncello. Love using this during the summer months. This is what it looks like with your blues and your like muted yellow, orangey colors. I'm going to keep this one. I know this is not a very good declutter so far. So we have ColourPop's Whatever palette. This is an older one as well. This is what it looks like. This reminds me of a movie. I think it was Whatever It Takes or something, like how they did the lettering I am going to keep this one. Okay. Then we have this one. This is California Love from ColourPop. And again, like I've told you guys in other videos, if I use some of these and the quality has gone bad, then they'll probably end up in future declutters. Or if I don't like, you know, how the looks come out. But that is what this one looks like. Keeping. And when it comes to powder products, as long as they perform, if they're old, I don't care. As long as they perform and they don't smell real bad or anything. This is ColourPop's Bye Bye Birdie. It's another old one. This is what it looks like. Keeping. Alright, then we have this one from ColourPop. This was the My Little Pony collab. My sister got this for me, and you guys know I grew up an 80s kid, a 90s teen, so this is very nostalgic for me, and I do want to keep it. This is what it looks like. Really cute. Then we have the Cabana Club palette from ColourPop. I did a video with this one, and I really like how it turned out. I felt like a Barbie when I wore this palette. Just the color story of it just reminds me of Barbie. Specifically this color here. The shimmer, and then like this pinky matte. So I am going to keep. And then last in this bucket, we have another ColourPop. This is the Lush Life palette. This one is really good for summer and I think fall. Let me look at it again here. Yeah, because you kind of have that like rainforesty color story, but then you have the deeper tones in here to make it more fall leaning looks. I am going to keep this one. Alright, I'm going to put these back in their bucket, and then I want to move on to the last bucket. Alright, so before we move on to the very last bucket, I have a couple that did not fit. This is the Care Bears Violet Voss palette. This is the bigger one. I did keep the smaller one. And again, more nostalgia for me than anything. This is a rainbow palette essentially. I'm going to keep it. Okay. Then we have this palette from Hot Topic. This is technically an eye and face palette. I use this along with the Melt Beetlejuice palette to create a Beetlejuice tutorial on my sister on this channel here, and it did really well for that. So I am going to keep it. I also used it on the Poison Ivy look I did on my sister. I used these greens up here for her. I used these greens for her contour. So I am going to keep this. I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. Like, super excited for the movie coming out this year. It's coming out a day before my birthday, which is great. We have another Hot Topic palette. This is Clueless. This is Totally Buggin' palette. This is not the greatest quality, but it is the only Clueless palette I own at the moment. If someone comes out with a better quality one, I'll probably end up keeping that one instead. But for now, I just want to keep this for the nostalgia of it, because it's super cute. And it comes with a little brush, a little pom-pom. It's not great, made the greatest though. Okay, and then we have this one. This is a Dirty Dancing Forever Baby palette. This is from Sola Look. I don't think this brand exists anymore. I think this brand shut down. I did use it, I think, one time. It is super heavy, super bulky. Love this movie, one of my favorite movies. It did come with a gloss. I have used the gloss. The gloss is super pretty. But I think I'm going to declutter this one. I think it's time to let it go. Okay. And then last of these bigger palettes, we have the Burn Book, Mean Girls Burn Book from Storybook Cosmetics. Not sure if they still exist. I haven't seen anything in a long time with them. But this is what it looks like. It's supposed to be a book. That was kind of their whole niche, is books. I did have some of their other ones that I got in subscription boxes and stuff that I've already given away. This one, however, I want to keep because I love this whole aesthetic of the Burn Book and Mean Girls. So I am keeping, and the palette does perform pretty good. Alright, now let's move on to the last bucket. So I have another ColourPop. This is Daisy Does It. This one, I'm on the fence about. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile for now. Okay. And we have another really old ColourPop one. I think this might have been their very first palette. This is the Yes Please palette. I really like this color story, and it does still perform really good. I like to use it in the fall time because these darker orangey reds and the yellows gives me sunflower vibes. So I am going to keep. Then we have the Plush Like Me palette. I just recently got this in a ColourPop mystery box. Again, this is another one that has that velvety packaging. The whole thing isn't velvet, it's just kind of like these raised areas. This was supposed to be like a 90s grunge palette. And they did release like some lipsticks and stuff with it, which I wish I had gotten. I am going to keep this one, try it out, see how I like it. Okay. Oh, doesn't want to close. Alright. Next we have this one. This is Creme de la Cube is the brand, and the palette is called Cocoa. I wanted to like this. I got this in a, I think it was an ice cream beauty bag. I hate this palette. It's dusty. The shadows just look dusty, and the shimmers barely show up. I've used it 3 or 4 times now, and every time I hate the look. So I am going to declutter this one. Okay. Then we have this one. This is Lash Step is the brand, and Matte About You is the shade, is the palette name. This is an all matte palette, but this is pretty good quality. This, I think, is supposed to be a dupe for the first Makeup by Mario neutral palette or something like that. This is nice and compact too to travel with. Again, it's a companion palette since it's all matte for me, but the quality is good enough for me to keep it. So I am going to keep it. And this one I think I got in an Ipsy Glam bag. Okay, next we have a Tarte palette. This is the Tarte Energy palette. I got this at a Bell's Outlet, and I do like how it performs. Sorry for the reflectiveness. I do really like how this performs. This one still has a really good scent. If you know the scent that Tarte has on their palette, smells really good. I am going to keep this one. Okay. Then we have this one from Ace Beauté, or Ace Beauty. I'm not sure how they actually pronounce it. This is their Falling For You palette. I got this for $4 or $5 off of my Ipsy shop. I used this for a fall look and loved it. Love the formula in here. Normally I don't like Ace Beauté's formula. I think this might be a newer formula of theirs, like reformulated, but their old formula I did not like. It was too hard for me to blend, but this one I love. So I am going to keep. Alright, then we have a Glam Light palette. This is one of their icy palettes. This is the Cherry palette, and it's an all monochromatic red with a white, or no, sorry, a kind of like peachy shimmer and a white shimmer. I'm going to keep. And from that same collection, we have the blue icy, blue raspberry, super pretty blue. Look how vibrant those shades are. Love. Yeah, love, love, love. Out of ices, my favorite is actually the Coca-Cola icy, but second is the blue raspberry. What is your favorite icy flavor? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so we have another Glam Light palette. I just got this in their foodie box. This is the second Hershey collab. I hate that they don't have names, they're just numbers, but I get it because they're trying to make it look like a Hershey bar. Love the quality of these. Keeping. In that same collab, they did this one. This is the Cookies and Cream Hershey. Cookies and Cream Hershey bars are one of my favorites. My all-time favorite is a Mr. Good bar, but this is my second favorite. This one is super pretty. Keeping. I am sad that there was a glitch when I ordered the lip kit that goes with this. I do have the lip kit for the other one because I got it in my box. But I ordered the lip kit for this and there was a glitch with Shopify and I didn't get mine. So I am sad that I missed out on the lip kit for the Cookies and Cream. Next we have this palette. This is the Dragon Eye palette from What's Up Beauty. This is the one I told you guys I like the quality of much better than the duos that I decluttered. So I am going to keep this one because I do like the quality of this one. And this packaging is so pretty. I know a lot of people were disappointed though because the packaging doesn't really match the inside. Because the inside leans more neutral. Okay. Next we have this one. This is a Beauty Creations palette. This is, I believe, Brittany's. Yes, this is Brittany's palette. These are just too subtle for me. These shimmers. And I mean, it's not bad. It'd be a good beginner palette, but it's just not for me. So I am going to declutter it. I did get these in my first AIA Beauty Bundle box. I got this one and the next one I'm going to show you, which is her sister, Brianna. I don't know if it's Brianna or Brianna. But love the packaging though. Really nice. Feels very like luxurious. But same. This is the more pinky neutral. The other was more purple neutral. Just too subtle for me. I like my shimmers a lot more impactful. So I am going to declutter this one as well. Okay. Next we have this one. This is Physicians Formula Breakfast Club. Or no, yes, Breakfast Club. This is Being Bad Feels Pretty Good. This is just a basic, boring, neutral palette. I am going to keep it for the reason of the nostalgia with the Breakfast Club. But if someone else comes out with a much better collection, packaging and formula wise, I will declutter this one. But for now, I am keeping it. Then we have this one. This was Manny's, basically his little advent calendar for the year. It was different. Instead of getting different items, you got one shadow to put in here for the advent calendar. Love the quality of this. Super pretty. Unfortunately, I damaged mine a little bit when I was trying to open it up, but I do wish the inside matched the packaging a little more, because this kind of gives like snowy white silver vibes, but that's not what you get in here. So that's my only pet peeve with it. But I do like it in the formula, so I am keeping it. Next, we have this palette. This is from Chantico or Chantico Beauty. I've never really heard of this brand. This is the Hearth palette. I got this in an Ice Cream Beauty bag. Did use this during Christmas twice, and I did like the quality. I'm going to keep for now, but I am going to use again to see if I still want to keep it or not. But for now, I am keeping. Okay. Next, we have a Gourmand Girls palette. This is the Secret Grove palette. I love Gourmand Girls formulas. So far I've bought all of them except for the most, well, not all of them, but a couple of the most recent ones, except for the Nueva Vida, I believe it is, palette. I think this is going to be really pretty for fall. As you can see, it's got these nice fall tones. But yeah, I want to keep it, try it out. Okay, next we have a Unearthly. I got the mystery box. She put it on sale because this is the one from, I think it might have been last year or earlier this year. This is the Get Groovy palette. I am going to keep. It's just a rainbow palette. I'm going to keep. These shimmers look beautiful in here. If they come off on the eyes like they do in the pan, it's going to be gorgeous. Alright, next we have this palette from, this is Slay Glam box and Just Anne, and the brand is St. Angel's Sinners. So I got this in my Slay Glam box. This is their collab with Just Anne. Very shimmery blues and purples. I want to try this out some more. because when I first tried it, I wasn't wowed by it. So I do want to keep for now and try it out some more. Okay. Then from the same thing, I got this in a Slay Glam box, and this is St. Angel's Sinners Cosmetics X Ice Cream Beauty. This is the Friendsgiving palette. Apparently, I guess Bunnies is like their logo, St. Angel's Sinners is. But to me, I looked at this and it did not give off fall vibes. The packaging, it gave off Easter vibes to me. So I'm just going to open it up. It is very pretty for fall. I did enjoy the look I created with this, so I am going to keep it. Alright, then we have another Glam light, and this is the Red Velvet Cupcake, I believe. Or just Cupcake. I think it's just Cupcake. Again, cute packaging. Little oven opens up, and you have your little palette in there that's a little cupcake. Now this one I probably couldn't store in its, I don't have to store in its packaging because it's small, but I still maybe might because it's just too cute not to keep. But that's what it looks like. I am going to keep. And then the last palette before I go back and revisit my maybes is one I got from Ice Cream Beauty. This is with Beauty Moon Cosmetics, which I think is a European brand. Super pretty. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Boudica or Boudica. And this is what it looks like. Really pretty. This like green shifty duochrome. Love. So I am keeping. Alright, let me put these back in their bucket and then I will revisit the maybe pile. Alright, so my maybe pile, we have Daisy Does It. I'm going to keep. Then we have In the Springs. I'm going to keep. Then we have So Very Lovely. I'm going to keep. And then we have Off Melrose, which I'm going to keep. Alright, let me gather up my totals, which I already know. I've already kept way more than I decluttered, but I'll be back. If I have the space, like I said in other videos, if I have the space, I'll do a flat layout photo, but it's not likely because I don't have that much space in here. Alright, so I'll be right back with my totals. Alright, I am back, and I kept 62 and I decluttered 5. That was not a very good declutter at all. But like I said, anything is better than nothing. I do wish I did a lot better on this one though. Again, I'm going to try to start using some of these more and really evaluating how well I like them or not. And we'll see. In the next couple months I may have some more to declutter. Hopefully. I mean, it's nothing wrong with having a collection if you enjoy your collection. And again, I don't throw any of these items away. If they are used, I do pass them on to family members and friends, and sometimes if they're new I do as well, or I will donate them or put them up for sale. So they don't go to waste, that's for sure. Alright, if you guys would please like and subscribe down below, it really helps me out and I would appreciate it. Until next time guys, bye!